Welcome to the world of scale modeling with Mike Ashe, where techniques, tips, and creativity come alive with dozens of tutorials, projects, tape-up reviews, and picture references to help you build better scale models and enjoy our wonderful hobby. Welcome to Part 2 of our 7-part series on super detailing the Tamiya 1:350th scale USS Missouri. In Part 2, we'll concentrate on super detailing the upper superstructure parts, assembling them, and attaching the main deck to the hull. The seams on the aft 40mm Beaufort platform were filled with a tiny amount of superglue applied with the 0.012-inch diameter stiff wire applicator. The seams were then lightly scraped, wet sanded, and then polished with a 0000 steel wool pad. The porthole locations were marked and then drilled out. A vent was added using the same size strips as those on the main superstructure sides. The upper superstructure sides also had portholes and hatches attached. Vertical lines were drawn with the small triangle for the locations of the hatches. Labeling tape was then set along the lines so the Photoetch hatches would be glued straight. The 20mm platforms were glued into place and the seam line was hidden with a 0.030-inch half rod. Note how the hatch locations are marked. This ensures that the hatches will sit between the marks. The plastic strips elevated the superstructure part, making hatch attachment easier, and they ensured that the hatch bottoms were flush with the superstructure side bottoms. The 03 superstructure levels and the aft 40mm Beaufort platform are getting a final fit check. The porthole, hatch, and vent locations are also getting checked against the floating dry dock drawings. Here, the 20mm platforms were slid into place on the aft 40mm Beaufort platform so that the hatch locations could be marked. Hatches on both sides were glued into place on the 40mm aft Beaufort platform using labeling tape as a guide. These forward superstructure sides needed 0.010-inch thick strips added to their bases to get them to fit correctly and eliminate the identified voids. The strips were superglued into place and then carefully trimmed. The tiny voids at the top of the forward superstructure part were also filled with plastic strips. The location for the gold medal model's hatch for the armored conning tower was marked and carefully glued into place. The forward superstructure parts have been superglued into place. Note how tight the parts fit together. The seams were filled with tiny drops of superglue applied with my trusty 0.012-inch diameter stiff wire applicator. The seams were carefully and lightly scraped with the tip of a sharp number 11 X-Acto blade, and then wet sanded smooth with a small section of fine grit sanding stick. Silver paint was used to check for any flaws. The forward and aft upper deck sections have now been glued into place. The stems on the aft 40mm Beaufort platform are actually vents that have rounded tops. These were made with 0.020-inch thick strips and a Wadron punch tool, sizes 1 through 3. The centers were indented with a 0.02-inch bit and then glued into place. There were some seams on the inside area that were impossible to get to, so they were covered with some 0.015-inch thick plastic strips. A small length of labeling tape was used to set this hatch in place. A longer length would have not laid down flat due to the surface detail. The 40mm Beaufort platform was glued into place. The deck seams were filled with a tiny bead of superglue and then scraped and wet sanded smooth. These superstructure seams will be covered with 0.030-inch half-round plastic. Once the surfaces are painted, the .030-inch half round will appear to be part of the superstructure sides. The inclined ladder platforms were made from .030-inch thick strips. The kit's antennas were too thick, so they were cut off and new ones added, with .019-inch diameter stiff brass wire. A .020-inch bit was used to drill the holes for the new antennas. Additional superstructure detail was added to the upper forward area. Note the .030-inch half round covering the seam. The gold medal model's deck railing gauge behind the number 2 turret was carefully set in place with tiny strips of masking tape, and the holes were drilled out with a .0145-inch number 79 bit. The center deck section is almost ready for gluing to the hull. Check the gluing surfaces of the superstructure parts carefully, as there are tiny raised areas around some of the locating pins. The upper superstructure gluing surfaces were all flattened so that the seams would be tight. Each assembly got several strips of masking tape to hold the halves tightly together for gluing. Tiny beads of superglue are applied along the seam lines with .012-inch diameter stiff wire between the masking tape strips. After the glue dried, the tape was removed and additional glue was applied. Strips of plastic were superglued to the inside areas along the seam lines to add strength to each assembly. This part had depressions on the surface. Other small parts also had these tiny depressions. Sometimes you can sand them out, and other times you have to hide them with thin strips of plastic. The seam and the depressions were wet sanded smooth by running the assembly across a stationary piece of sandpaper. A flexifile works great for sanding contoured areas so that the curved shapes are maintained. This length of flexifile sandpaper was modified so that it would fit into the small area between the protruding details. Silver paint was applied along the seam lines to check for flaws. Luckily, none were found. There were slight mold punch-out depressions in the deck area of this part, and light scraping with a number 11 X-Acto blade removed them. The plastic was then polished with a very fine piece of steel wool rolled up in a ball and held with a pair of tweezers. The voids between these two parts were filled with tiny lengths of plastic strips superglued into place and lightly scraped and then polished with that same steel wool ball. The vents on the small stack assembly were drilled out using a .026-inch drill bit. Note the Photoetch hatch detail added to the side of the forward superstructure assembly. The platform for the aft rangefinder tower had a few mold punch-outs, and these were removed with careful scraping. The surfaces were then wet sanded smooth with a small sanding stick. These assemblies are now complete and ready for priming. The Photoetch hatches were glued over the existing hatch detail. Various sizes and lengths of Photoetch bracing were added to the undersides of these cantilever platforms for added detail. These Photoetch parts came from the Alliance Modelworks Support Framing Photoetch detail set. Small lengths of .030-inch quarter round were used to hide the voids between these two parts. To hide the voids between the main assembly and the added framing detail, small lengths of .030-inch quarter round strips were glued into place. There was also a slight void between the upper outer edge of the framing and the upper deck that sits on top of this part. Small lengths of .030-inch half round were used to hide these voids. This part had a round mold punch-out and a depression for the inclined ladder part. Both were filled with a tiny piece of plastic and a disc punched out with a Waldron punch tool and superglued into place. The plastic was then lightly scraped with an X-Acto stencil knife. Due to the blade angle, some deep scrape marks were made into the plastic. After wet sanding and polishing, the silver paint detected additional scrape marks that could not be reached for adequate sanding. The better solution was to glue a length of 0.010 inch thick plastic to cover the indentations. These Photoetch details were added using a toothpick to set them into place with tiny drops of white glue so adjustments could be made to their positioning. Superglue was then added around the edges using a 0.012 inch stiff wire applicator. All the superstructure parts have been detailed and completely assembled. A final fit check was done to ensure that all the parts fit together tightly and that all the seam and void work has been completed. These tiny gold medal model signal flag platforms had additional strips of plastic added to the underside to increase the gluing surfaces. The signal flag platforms were glued into place with tiny drops of superglue. The aft deck section was positioned and taped down with a lot of masking tape strips. The deck sections should fit flush against the top of the hull's edge. The forward deck section was positioned and taped down. Lastly, the center deck section was inserted between the two and taped down tightly. A tiny bead of superglue was applied along the seam line of the deck and the hull using my trusty 0.012 inch stiff wire applicator. After the glue dried, the tape was removed and additional glue applied to those areas. In some areas, like the bow, additional applications of superglue were required. The capillary action of the superglue will pull the glue down into the seam between the edges of the deck and the hull. The deck edges were lightly scraped with the tip of a number 11 X-Acto blade held at approximately a 45-degree angle. The deck seams were lightly wet sanded with fine grit sandpaper wrapped around a length of balsa wood. Note the tight fit of the deck insert. Be sure to minimize the area around the insert that gets wet sanded. The forward deck inserts and then the aft deck seams should be checked with silver paint. Apply additional superglue where needed and repeat the wet sanding process. The starboard deck insert looks great. The aft port deck seam needs just a wee bit more superglue. The aft starboard deck seam just needed some additional light wet sanding. The silver paint also shows you tiny waves in the plastic surface due to the knife scraping. To smooth out the deck hull edge, use a sanding stick with the end cut straight and wet sand. The silver paint will act as an indicator when the plastic is smooth. With the hull and main deck work completed, it's time to mount the model on its work platform. The brass pedestals were superglued into place and allowed to set and dry for several hours. Note the stacks of balsa wood strips held together with masking tape to elevate the assembly. Each main deck chalk was carefully positioned and then a tiny bead of superglue applied around its perimeter. With the addition of portholes, hatches, and vents, the superstructure looks much better. The aft superstructure area had a lot of strips added to hide voids and seams, but once the model is painted, they'll be hard to detect. The tiny raised positioning lines for the chocks for the aft area were lost during the scraping and sanding process. The gold medal model's main deck railings were used to locate the chalk locations since the railings had specific openings for each chalk. The seams on the aft 40mm Beaufort tops were filled with several applications of superglue. The seams were then carefully scraped smooth and then wet sanded with fine grit sandpaper. The silver paint showed no flaws. The voids on both sides of the 40mm gun tubs will be filled with white glue once the assembly is primed. Thanks for watching Part 2, and Part 3 will continue with the detail work. And don't forget to visit our website where you get a free PDF download of all of the pictures associated with this project. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. And when you get the chance, visit our website at www.mikeashley.com, where you're going to find dozens of free PDF downloads, including tutorials, picture references, model galleries, projects, and my 5 original scale modeling books. Thanks to Ben Sound and Videvo for the royalty-free music, and happy scale modeling!